Hello and welcome to another Smaulgld live stream. It is Sunday evening, the 10th of March 2019, and tonight's topic, breaking news. Here comes next week. Couldn't think of a topic for tonight's YouTube, so I couldn't think of a word that rhymes, so that's the topic of the day. We're going to go through some of the news and check out some of the prices of gold and silver and cryptocurrencies, and we're going to take a look at a recent Fed pronouncement. So let's take a look at what's going on. The gold and silver markets have reopened and they're flat. Gold $12.96, it's down about $1.50. Silver $15.27, and that's down about 4 cents. Now it's interesting that it is down. I would have thought there were some positive statements made by none other than our friend, not Colin Powell, but Jerome Powell, and he said, he gave a repeat of the wait and see and no need to raise interest rates, which that's the kind of stuff that when he says that, the markets, the gold and silver markets, generally react positively. But as we've noticed, any of this kind of positive news that we see about gold and silver generally takes a day to click through to the markets. But here you go. This was Friday evening. He said no need to change interest rates at present. Federal Reserve doesn't need to change its interest rates policy, which means doesn't need to raise rates because their new interest rate policy is don't raise rates, wait and see, against the mixed backdrop of restrained price pressures. So they've adopted this wait and see approach, which I would think is positive for gold and silver, but what do I know? All right, now let's look at the crypto prices here. They're pretty much flat. Bitcoin is at 39.02. That's pretty much flat, as I mentioned. Ethereum at 135. That's flat. Litecoin 56.72. That's flat. And Bcash at 130.140. That's also flat. They're all within a half a percentage point up or down. So I'm going to call that flat over the past 24 hours. Let's see what else we have. Do we have any other gold and silver news? Yeah, this one is Gold Pumper Logic. You got Alistair McLeod of Gold Money asked the seemingly rhetorical question, which is supposed to be self-evident. If gold is no longer money, then why is the U.S. so keen to steal it? That's supposed to prove that gold is money because the U.S. wants to steal it. And my obvious retort, which many of you might have thought of as well, people in government steal a lot of valuable things that are not money. See, people have so much vested into saying gold is money, period, especially a company like Gold Money, that gold is money, and somehow that's what gives gold its value. That's what gives silver its value, is that it's money. And the only reason the U.S. steals it is because it's money. Anyway, in other gold news, West Virginia. Now, this comes from Money Metals Exchange, and I've had no contact with Money Metals Exchange. I don't know Stefan Gleason, and I'm fairly impressed with they put out content on Money Metals Exchange. He does interviews. It's not much of a pumper channel. It's pretty good stuff, but as a bullion dealer and as a destination for information, they don't seem to have a big footprint, but I don't think it's because of want of quality, and I know that the people who have bought from Money Metals Exchange it's a fine service, and I like the content there. And I have to disclose that I do have links for Money Metals Exchange. I'll also say I haven't sold much through Money Metals Exchange. Most people end up going to SD Bullion, but anyway, he says here, West Virginia ends sales taxation on gold and silver, bullion, and coins. Most states have adopted some type of either reduction or elimination of sales tax for gold and silver. And I have a chart in front of me, which is always changing, so I'm able to publish a story on it. But many states have also not only eliminated, they've made it legal tender in their states officially, like Wyoming, Utah, Arizona, Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, Louisiana, Missouri, Indiana, Tennessee, North Carolina, South Carolina. I'm sure there's another couple that I haven't updated on my chart that I'm slipping back into the folder. Speaking of Money Metals Exchange, I was looking. SD Bullion does not sell those coins we were talking about last night. The wartime silver nickel, which I mentioned was a way of buying silver for under the spot or at the spot price of silver. They actually have them, and I got the links below if you want to click through on this YouTube in this BitChute for Money Metals Exchange, and I get a small commission if you do buy. I'm not saying you should buy these things, but I'm just saying that if you go there, they have right now the 35% silver war nickels, and if you buy $5 face value, which for $86 you pay 10 cents premium per silver, that's close to spot. If you buy $50 face value, you get them for 5 cents over spot. If you buy $100 face value worth of these silver nickels, they'll sell them to you at less than spot, 5 cents under. And if you buy $250, they'll give them to you for 10 cents under spot. And if you buy 500 face value, it says call for discount. Now, the issue is, obviously, you're not going to get spot when you sell them. So you have to calculate that in there if you are indeed going to buy these things. But they're worth about almost $1 each. And as we mentioned last night, they have 35% silver, some copper and manganese. So the price you pay for them is less than, that's only the silver. You also get a little copper and manganese value. They're almost worth like 86, 87 cents. You know, at one point, the little rise in the silver price to be worth $1 each. I'm fascinated by them recently. As I mentioned, I'd found one on the street, found one in a roll. And I'm fascinated that they're very maligned. No one really wants them. But you can indeed buy them. Maybe as a... Well, if anyone does buy them through Money Metals Exchange, let me know how the shipments and the order went. Again, the link are below this BitChute and YouTube. All right, now let's move on from gold and silver. And let's do the crypto stories. Growth of the Lightning Network. This is growing leaps and bounds, especially on the Bitcoin side, although the Litecoin side is starting to show some signs of life, but it's far behind the Bitcoin, where it's quite frankly needed more. 7,201 nodes now running on Bitcoin Lightning Network, 34,000 plus channels, can handle 775 Bitcoin. That's worth about $3 million worth of Bitcoin can flow through that network at different points and different channels. Litecoin much smaller, 168 channels, 168 nodes, 1,129 channels, and you can run 175 Litecoin through it. Not very much. That's worth about $10,000 worth of Litecoin. But right now, there's no need to use the Lightning Network for Litecoin because Litecoin is fast as it is. The fees are extremely low, so you don't really need to be on the Lightning Network. But I would imagine if you're entrepreneurial or forward-looking, that if you do see growth in the coin in the transactions, right now Litecoin has 10 times less the transactions that Bitcoin does. But if Litecoin ever gets to that level and grows beyond that, the Lightning Network certainly would be something. If you have it set up, I think you can collect transaction fees for running your channel, so it's something to consider. I wouldn't do it. I'm not going to do it. I don't know how to do it, but I'm sure people are thinking about doing it. Now, speaking of Litecoin, interesting, Forbes is on a pump. Check this out. And, you know, Forbes I view as a pretty much a establishment style media outlook. How Litecoin prices practically doubled this year. Litecoin prices have surged. Is this a sign of a broader market rally? So it's kind of a crypto pump there. But check this out. This is really pumping Litecoin specifically. This says, as Bitcoin again approaches 4,000, could Litecoin flip Ripple's XRP? Now that's a bit of a stretch at the moment because Ripple's worth about $11 billion. Litecoin's worth about $3 billion. It did pass Bcash, but that makes sense because Bcash is just a cheap knockoff of Bitcoin, even though that's what Litecoin is, but different issues. Not going to get into why. But, and you can see why they're both worth about the same, Bitcoin and Litecoin. Bitcoin Cash and Litecoin. But to put out an article saying it could flip Ripple's XRP, that would mean Ripple would go nowhere and then Litecoin would triple from here. And they called the taking over of Bcash as a flappening. There's now a website that's tracking Bitcoin versus Ripple's XRP. Now, it's possible that Litecoin is becoming some type of a, I don't know, a favored coin next to Bitcoin. That's what Litecoin always wanted to be. I don't know what's going on, but it's interesting that Forbes put out 2 articles on Litecoin. It seems, when they write these articles, it seems like they're promoting it. Now, on to China. You love when I talk about China. Some breaking news and some interesting quotes. I love this one. China says state-owned enterprises are independent market players. Yes, independent market players in a state-run market. But they say that with a straight face. Of course they're independent market players. The state-owned bank loans them money at state-owned rates, and then the state-owned enterprises do what the state-owned bank tells them what to do. So yes, they're independent market participants. And of course, another story here on social credit, all you Chinese fans, because they buy gold and they read Sun Tzu and they're going to crush the dollar. Well, Chinese social credit system just blocked tens of millions of plane and train tickets. Prevented people from buying 17.5 million flights and 5.5 million train tickets. I say they can keep their gold if that's what they want to do to their people. Also, can't trust the numbers. Another reason why the yuan is not going to be an international currency. And I know a lot of people say, oh, but you can't trust the United States. Yeah, you can't. You can't trust any of these. But China is a special breed of can't trust the official numbers. China's GDP growth was inflated for 9 years. Study find discrepancy came from local governments who are rewarded for meeting growth and investment targets. So they incentivize the local governments to fudge their numbers, and then they get the numbers and they add a little fudge to themselves, and next thing you know, it is a fudge festival. And China is going to crush the dollar with a gold back yuan, a game changer. And just in earlier today, this will probably make the stock market go higher. U.S.-China near currency deal. Beijing vows not to devalue yuan to help exports. Of course they won't. Somehow it'll just magically go down. Let's see where the stock market futures are. I haven't checked on this news. Well, they're flat. So I guess they're tired of hearing that a deal with China is coming soon from Sun Tzu. Rate Fed, we already talked about. And finally, there's the Mueller probe still going on. Interesting things going on here. This Congressman, Representative Doug Collins, he actually linked to, I don't know if it's as legal, if he did what he did, but there was a meeting with Bruce Orr, who is high up in still at the FBI, DOJ, and he and his wife are connected with funneling some of the information from Bruce Simpson of Fusion GPS and the law firm, and Christopher Steele, the spy, and in doing this, even knowing that, and even knowing that the information was somewhat bogus, of where it had come from, who had paid for it. And Bruce Orr told Congress that he told his other friends at the FBI and the DOJ that this was the case. I guess that's why he's still there. I don't know. But this apparently, if anyone wanted to make a big deal out of it, they say this is a big deal. We'll see if it is. In other news, remember the other day we showed that the Washington Post was putting out the Mueller report in book form on March 26th, and they were going to have some annotated notes, and then we saw another publisher was putting out the Mueller report with some annotated notes from Dershowitz, the professor. Well, Papadopoulos has a book coming out same day, and Papadopoulos was caught up in this Mueller probe, well, pre-Mueller probe, but the Trump probe into Russian collusion. They tried to, according to him, they tried to set him up, meet him, have him meet with people that wanted to exchange information on Hillary Clinton. And here's a guy, he's just a young guy. I think his game was he was trying to become an advisor to the Trump campaign for purpose of some type of academic work he had done on, I think, Turkey and some other countries. It'd be kind of a foreign policy wonk shuffled reports to his people about how he might have to look at foreign policy with respect to these nations and so on. Apparently he's a relatively intelligent guy, and that's what his business was, trying to do that. And he got hooked up, and you could see they tried to introduce him to Putin's niece and Joseph Massoud, and all these people are shadowy characters, and then they try to give him money, $10,000+, and luckily he kind of sensed a rat, and he took the $10,000 and he left it with lawyers in Greece, came home, and what a surprise. When he gets off the plane, they try to arrest him. Of course, they're looking for the $10,000, because if you come in with that kind of money, they can say, what are you doing with it? You didn't declare it, and he wisely left it off. Anyway, he has a book coming out on the same day as supposedly the Mueller report will be available. And it's probably going to be available, if this date is correct, the 26th. I don't think that the Washington Post or the Dershowitz publisher can have all their comments ready, because they're going to have to read the thing, and then they're going to have to write their comments, and they're going to have to review the comments, and they're going to have to publish the book. So I don't know what the magic is in the date on the 26th. It's getting a little late for it not to be released, if they're going to meet a publisher's date of the 26th, even if they're only going to do an ebook. But Papadopoulos has scheduled his book, which probably will come out by then, because there's nothing holding his book back. Now, speaking of the Mueller report, this is moronic on a grand scale. Sometimes you think you can't outdo yourself, but this one is a good one. Uh-oh, we got a moron here.
Presenting the distinguished international news commentator and foreign correspondent,
Smaulgld. This has been an extraordinary week in world affairs.
Now, I told Hillary Clinton that that's moronic.
Now, this is more moronic than... And then in some of the countries, they have to wait in line for food, and people say that this isn't good. The communist countries, you have to wait in line. But that's a good thing, because in those countries, in the rich countries, the rich get all the food, and the poor starve to death. Now, this is dumber than that. Check this out. Newsweek, which was purchased for $1 from its original owners, and I guess they put their crack staff on it. Elderly Americans are dying without getting to read the Mueller report, and they're not happy about it. Uh-oh, we got a moron here. Now, there may be incidents of an old guy, an old woman, and that's what they look forward to, and they're worried that they might not live to see the day of the Mueller report. And I guess it's technically correct if more than one American who's of a certain age and is worried they're going to die before it, well, that's fine. But to make it sound like that this is an issue with elderly people, that whatever regrets they may have had in life, whatever they wish they could live a little longer to see, maybe their grandson's first step, their granddaughter's wedding, something of importance. No. This particular journalist is concerned that these elderly Americans, whose life goal has been really to read the Mueller report, they may be denied. Now that's moronic. All right, let's see what you guys think over in the comments section. I'm going to put up the donation information. That's nice, donation information. And if you guys are happy with the reports that you get on a daily basis from Mr. Smaulgld, and you like the music and the charts and the analysis, then please consider becoming a Smaulgld patron, or donating once via PayPal, or buying a Smaulgld mug or 2 or 3, and donating via Bitcoin or Litecoin. Let me put that up there for you. I gotta find it now. Oh, I know it's there. It's got to be there. And nope, it's not there. So it's gonna be there. All right, there's all your information, and let's take a look at what y'all have been saying and thinking in the comments section. Well, the gang's all here, the usual suspects. Headmaster Head Magister Wartune. First in line to smash the like button. Well, thank you very much. Welcome to all the game changers and mug stackers, he says. He said it for me. I didn't think I welcomed everyone properly today, so I will officially welcome all the Smaulgld game changers and mug stackers, and those that do neither but are just listening in for the first time. Don't forget, spring is coming. It's time to stack some colloidal silver for your health. Yeah, but you don't stack that. I think you keep that in a bottle. I had the mouthwash with that stuff in it once. I don't know if... Can't really... You don't taste the silver. All right. Headmaster Wharton. Yeah, I'm usually at work and have to catch the replay. Jerry K from Australia is here. And Prashanti Girl says, hope I can stick around for the stream. Keep missing them lately, but she catches up, I know, on the rebound. And what else do we have here? He's got the 250 part per million strength colloidal silver. You know, the bullion dealer should sell colloidal silver. They can stack it that way. Everyone's saying hello to each other. DW is here. Ann is here. Did I miss anybody? Lance is here. Yes. Pablo is here. Yep, I think that's everyone so far that has identified. Roger Henley is here. Did I miss anything? Public holiday here in Oz, so he gets an extra live stream for the week. Well, Roger, you'll be happy. Tomorrow, no, Tuesday, I'm going to be on SGT Report Truth channel. I don't know what we're going to talk about. He never tells me in advance. I'll try to steer the conversation to gold and silver, but we could get involved talking about, I don't know, flat earth or vaccines. I don't think so. You know, when you mention those words, what YouTube does, so this video would, if I was being trying to monetize it, which I'm not, it would get flagged as not suitable for work. I think the other key terms you don't want to mention are JFK assassination, 9/11, global warming, fake moon landing. These are all the ones that drive them nuts, and you'll get flagged, and they'll, if you have it in the title, they'll slap some type of Wikipedia article explaining how they landed on the moon and how 9/11 was not an inside job, and how vaccines are safe, and how the world isn't flat, and you know, those are all the things, the big words that Google is concerned about. I suppose towards 2020, whoever the candidate is, well, if Bernie Sanders is the candidate, I would never get monetized. I'd be talking about the 1% in this country. They got all the wealth and we're going to take it from them in this year, in 2020. Yeah, I would not get monetized at all, and I'd have all types of warnings on my videos, but it's not going to stop me because I don't get paid from YouTube ads. I get paid from you guys. That's what you're looking at right there. Support Smaulgld by check, Patreon, PayPal, Bitcoin, Litecoin, or by mug purchasing. All right. Roger, can you do a Janet Yellen voice? You got to send money first. I'm not a trained, I can't even say trained whatever because that might get me in trouble. All right. What else do we have here? It's Labor Day. Lewis, how about your mug on a mug, Chuck and Plata? I don't know who would want that. I'd say not even my deceased mother would want that. Okay, what else do we have? Roger doesn't like SGT Report. God bless truth. Make Earth flat again. Demonetize this video, please. It's already demonetized. Uh-oh. Roger Henley's got a new video out. I like he keeps the fire away from the Smaulgld mugs. As long as he's not pumping plastic knockoff cheap Smaulgld mugs, he can make all the videos he wants. All right, what else do we have? Why do some people believe in flat Earth? You know, I don't know why they care about this stuff. If you want to believe the Earth is flat, or JF Kennedy was killed by aliens, or 9/11 was whoever, I don't know why it bothers YouTube. And I know some people get mad. Well, they're spreading misinformation. Okay, but same with climate change. If the truth about any of these topics is the truth, and you're saying stupid stuff, well, then it should be obvious. So if I were to make a video saying 2 + 2 is 5, and I'm going to prove it to you, well, I probably would make a moron of myself. I guess what they're worried about is that people take a lot of this stuff seriously, but that's how it works. You know, people... And also, especially with science, there's no such thing as settled science. That's... You always want to retest the hypothesis. Retest your case. Now, certain mathematical laws, you can test them all you want, but it's like banging your head against the wall because 2 + 2 is 4. No one's been able to prove that it's not. So, I don't know. What else? All right. Do you look in the mirror and practice voice as zipper fixer? No. There's no need to look into the mirror. That would actually destroy the ability of doing the impersonation, because unless you're trying to do acting, like let's say I wanted to do Joe Pesci, and I say, "What do I amuse you? I'm a clown." I'd want to copy his body language, and I'd want to look at myself in the mirror. But if I want to imitate the voice, I don't want to see myself, because that's going to distract me from what the voice is supposed to sound like. So, it's a good question. Getting into method acting here tonight. Headmaster Wharton mentioned the other night, need a Smaulgld brandy mug. You asked, I think it was the other night, a brandy snifter. I'm a fan of the cognac. We could probably, I gotta check what they have. If you want one, I'll see if we can get one made. Brandy snifter, cognac snifter, so to speak. All right, Frizantic, right? There's no such thing as settled science. That's absolutely correct. And I don't know what harm it does. If you're a moron and you want to believe the Earth is whatever, I'm not even going to characterize anybody on any side, but let's just say that the establishment says that the moon is made of blue cheese, period. Anyone who thinks the moon isn't made of blue cheese is a moron. So if I want to make a video and say, no, I think the Earth, the moon is made of some kind of rock, and they can call me all kinds of names, but I should be allowed to say the moon is made out of a rock. Prove to me it's made out of green cheese. And if I don't want to believe it, it's a free country. I want to believe it's a rock. I don't know why they get so exercised over that kind of stuff, but they do. All right. I lose no sleep or eternal value pondering a flat earth, says Chuck and Plot. Yeah, I don't either. I don't even know why people care about that one. I think it's the whole, they don't know what they're telling. They're telling who, I don't know. The thing about, if you notice, the way I look at things, I only look at things that I can actually analyze empirically and discuss intelligently. Everything else is just speculation. So I don't really have a theory that I'm going to insist on, period, on JFK, on flat earth, on vaccines, on climate change, all these different issues. I'm not going to insist on any one particular point of view, moon landing, because I have no way of knowing. However, I don't mind that people want to throw around different ideas. I could care less if they want to. But I'm also really, it doesn't really matter to me whether the Earth is round or flat. I could care less. But some people it matters, and if they want to spend their time on that, let them have at it. I don't care. All right, what else do we have? I need to petition Lewis to appear on green screen video. Yeah, you're trying to rally up the troops. He's so good, Smaulgld, you should act. True, he's brilliant. I'd sign that position too. I got to get off here now if we're going to turn this into this admiration, which I don't deserve. Andrew is very late. Yeah, they're scared to lose control of us. Yes, Headmaster Wharton says that the moon is made out of cheese. Have you not all seen the Wallace and Gromit movie? May I have some Winterdale cheese, please? Right, then remember I was going to say the Smaulgld. It was the cheese shop in Monty Python. Wensleydale. Yes, that's my name. Oh, sorry. Cheddar? Nope, not much call for it round here. Not much call for it. It's the single most popular cheese in the world. Not round here, sir. And what, pray tell, is the most popular cheese in the world around here, sir? All right. Gotta go, guys. Thank you very much indeed for for listening and for paying attention and being here every night. And we will see you tomorrow por la noche. And each and every night around this time, I'll try to get to Kazakhstan, Chinese, Shanghai Gold Exchange, and Indian Gold Exchange. Indian Imports Gold this week. And also, I want to cover U.S. Treasuries and who's buying. There's a lot of this. A multitude of gratitude from Salivate Metal. From all this about, like, the foreigners aren't buying treasuries anymore, so it's game over game changer and so on. There's some surprise buyers of U.S. Treasury. I got some charts on that I want to show you as well. All right, hasta mañana, Pablo Piña. And did you hear the... Okay, good night.